What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Travis RC. I am in lovely Cancun. I've been here all week for a work trip. I haven't been able to race for like 3 or 4 weeks though because of this. Had a couple monster truck things going on the weekends before that. I'm really excited to get back to the toy box tomorrow and get back to it. So let's go ahead and grab our stuff and get flying home. Guys, this is going to be the first time I've had caribou in like a week and a half. This is, not to sound like a basic white girl, but this is pretty exciting. Fun fact, UTVs are road legal in my town.
Can I do a medium hot mocha with dark chocolate?
Oh, this is taking forever. Need caffeine. Is that how that works? Huh.
I forgot to turn the oven on. It takes like 15 minutes to warm.
All right, thank you, man. Appreciate it. All right, so I'm just hoping today's not a total disaster because it feels like it's been forever since we've been on the track because as us adults will know that life gets busy and we have priorities and commitments and other things we also like to do, right? So, yeah, I'm going to have to really work to shake the rust off. But a few big things for today that I have in mind. I do have goals today. I know exactly what I want to achieve. First of all is I want to solidify the things that I want to do differently with the car. There are no changes for today. I haven't done any car prep. I haven't touched it since the last race. So that's a little bit outside of the norm. I did do a really good once over before the last race. The only thing is I'm still using, or that same capacitor that we fried is still in the car. I think the car will be okay. We ran a whole main event and the ESC seemed like it was just fine. So it is going to be imperative that I do not reverse polarity my ESC and battery connections today. Because if I do, I'm gonna need to buy a new speed controller. But no changes to the car, but I'm gonna be able to figure out exactly or try to get a better idea of exactly what it is we're gonna do next. For example, I do know for sure that I wanna try 150K diff oil. I do wanna try thicker shock oil. I wanna get 37.5 and maybe even 40 and try those out because we really gotta get those rear shocks dialed in because they're still bouncing around and moving a little bit too much and getting the rear end upset when we're flat landing, and I don't want that. I feel like that really slows me down. I also want to see if I can get a couple people to drive my car, maybe put a mic on them, get an idea of kind of what they're thinking and maybe what they would change while they're driving it. That would be awesome. So those are kind of the big things that I want to take away today. And it's also my first time out as a sponsored RC racer. In case you missed the last vlog, I signed a sponsorship contract with Gens Ace, and it was a no-brainer. I love their products already. I haven't used anything else since I started getting into this stuff but Gens Ace batteries and the D300 charger. I'm a big fan of their stuff so far, even without the sponsorship. I've said this before. It's really what I feel like personally, if you're serious about RC racing, it is the best bang for the buck in terms of battery performance. So I'm really excited about this new partnership with Gens Ace. I'm really excited to represent them. I'm really excited to be wearing their t-shirt at the track today once I get there and take this off. And I just hope that they like what I'm doing and that we can kind of continue this partnership, you know, as long as it still makes sense for both sides. So I'm really excited to be featuring them on the channel a little bit more and just to be a sponsored racer. And I'm very proud of this partnership because this wasn't like, oh, I know somebody, so they talked to somebody and suggested that I get sponsored by them or anything like that. Dale, who is the US team manager for Gens Ace, he reached out to me personally on Facebook, said, hey, we like your content, wanted to know what you'd be interested in. Kind of did the back and forth, read through the contract, signed it, and we're locked in at least through 2026. I feel refreshed, recharged after this work trip in Cancun. Even though there were work things, there was still warm ocean water and swim up bars and lots of good food. But I am absolutely prepared to get through today to make a lot of things happen that I want to get with the car done for the next race after this, whenever that's going to be. I don't know what the schedule is. I'm really week by week. And I'm really excited for a huge 10 scale opportunity. I'm still trying to iron out some travel details there for the end of March. So take that as a hint, I guess. But after we get done with that, I really start shifting focus to 8 scale stuff. There were a couple big purchases that were made that are going to be really exciting for 8 scale season, and that's all I'm going to say about that for now, at least. Sorry to be so like cryptic and vague, but I want you guys to know that I'm working hard to make cool stuff happen on the channel for you to be able to enjoy. But alas, it's time finally for the caffeine check. Oh, I missed you so much, Caribou. Oh, yeah. Ooh, oh. Oh, woo. Yep. Uh-huh, yep. All right, we got our catch up out of the way. We got our caffeine out of the way. Let's get to the toy box.
All right, we made it to the toy box here, and good news, the heat works. Like the last couple times we were here, so that'll be good. That'll be good for the cars. That'll be good for us. And this is a completely different layout. It's a little bit more technical than I think the last couple that have been here. So just taking a peek, there's a lot of jumps. So we'll follow Travis here. Quick turnaround off of that Lando, small double, little tabletop, double there. Okay, now we're switching back to tabletop here. Then back to the roller. Simple in principle, but like I said, I think it's going to be technical. It presents as technical, and this may be one of those tracks where slow is going to be fast. There's not a big straightaway. I have a 29 tooth pinion on the car now. I might end up going down to a 28 for that reason. So let's go over to the car and get it on the track and see what we can try to figure out. And here's the pit setup that we are rocking with today. So like I said, we've got a capacitor here that's still fried. Be super careful about that. Otherwise, I noticed, I totally forgot, the car came with these KPI 1 blocks, and I want to say there's 3 on there right now. So the lower the KPI, theoretically, the better or easier the car is going to drive. I can't say I have experience with knowing that myself offhand, but in theory, that is how it might work. So I'll do some practice, and yeah, you can see here KPI 1. So I'll get some practice here, and then maybe I throw these on the car, and we'll see how that goes. So let's get on the track.
Yeah, they never have.
Still works. That's good. All right, let's give this a whirl. What's going on?
14.6.
14 flat. 15-7. 14-4.
Oh, 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 oh.
15-4. 20 flat. 32 flat. 14-6. 14-6. 14-3. 14-7. 15 flat. One driver. 14-2. 15-7. 15 flat. 14-6. 15 flat. 14 flat. 15 flat. 22.7. 16-2. 14-4. 16 flat. 13-6. 14-7. 15-2. 15-4. 16-3. 23.7. 13-8. 15-2. 15-2. 13-5. 14-2. 14 flat. 92.5. 14-4. 15-1. 13-5. 32.7. 15-4. 15-4. 15-3. 14-9. 14-2. 16-5. 14-3. 13-8. 14-4. 15 flat. 13-8. 13.6. 13-1. 14-2. 14-4. 14-5. 14-9. 13 flat. 14-7. 14-8.
So overall, that wasn't too bad. I don't think it went as poorly as I think it could have, or that I think it would have. The track is obviously a little bit technical, and the key to this layout is don't overshoot the jumps, because most of those turns are really tight switchbacks and a quick 180-degree turn as soon as you're landing. So as long as you don't overshoot the jumps, you're going to set yourself up for the jumps all right. Miranda's still getting a little bit upset on that big roller that we flat land on. It's the same thing as every week. The car is really twitchy though. I feel like it's more so than usual. For shits and giggles, I am going to throw these KP1 blocks on and see if that calms the car down a little bit. I'm sure there's a steering setting in there too. I can maybe slow the steering down a little, and I think that would help. But I'm going to try this because I think hopefully it'll help. And it's kind of a big change to make, maybe an hour beforehand, but hopefully I can get this done, and then we can get another round of practice in before the heat starts. So let's get to it. All right, so it took me way too long to get these changed out, and my bearings were binding up and I couldn't figure out why, but come to find out, the KPI 1 blocks that came with my car had extra material inside of them, and it was binding my bearing up. You might be able to see it right there. See the ugly piece right there? That's not supposed to be like that. So eventually figured that out, found somebody that had KPI 1s that were not messed up, and we're good to go. And also, that guy's here.
When you have tires? Not that good for you, but...
Well, I was just...
15 flat. solo. $13,900. $14,200.
All right, good morning, everybody. Good afternoon at this point. Hey, if you haven't got checked in, I need you to do that right now. What?
$14,800. $14,500.
All right, guys, if you haven't got checked in, I need you to do that right this second. Stop whatever you're doing, make your way to the front. Get checked in. If not, I don't see anybody running that way.
15,600. Christian Brandon. 14,300. 12,700.
All right. I'm going to take that as everybody's checked in. I'm going to give each squared away. We are going to go right at 11:30. I'll give you more information in a minute here.
14,600. 13,100. 13,400. 14 flat. 13,700. 14,100. 13,500.
15,100. Starting with Mike on the tone. Grayson is ready, Marshall's ready, sponsor filled. Mike, less than 5. Jason. Travis Holmes. Travis Dulo. We're off opening up with 20. 15,500. 2 drivers.
Everyone, 4 minutes by top drivers are Jason White, with a 23 lap 5:04.2 pace. Travis Willow, with a 22 lap 5:13.7 pace. Travis Lewis, with a 21 lap 5:09.8 pace. Mike Peterson, with a 20 lap 5:04.1 pace.
Servo is second, 11.6 seconds right now. Jason White is 4 seconds lead over Travis Willow on 2. Johnson third with 6 seconds after the other Travis that we run them. And the game with everyone with the last lap of the round. Willow leads with 1 second.
Top drivers are Jason White, with a 23 lap 5:04.5 pace. Travis Lewis, with a 22 lap 5:08.9 pace. Travis Willow, with a 22 lap 5:11.4 pace. Mike Peterson, with a 21 lap 5:13.6 pace.
Travis continues on as his block ever another lap. Mike Peterson will catch up on 5.2 on Travis Willow number 3. Jason White is 3.5 now and a drop back slightly. Still last strong. Average lap 13.
Oh, you're good. All good. That was my fault.
Travis Lewis with a 22 lap 5:05.7 pace. Travis Willow with a 22 lap 5:10.1 pace. Mike Peterson with a 21 lap 5:11.9 pace. Travis Lewis with a 22 lap 5:05.3 pace. Travis Willow with a 21 lap 5:01.8 pace. Mike Peterson with a 21 lap 5:09.7 pace.
Man.
Very tricky on the track. Lots of room to roll over the corners.
Travis Lewis done. All drivers are finished. Jason White done. Travis Willow done.
The end of the race.
Oh, you're good.
Takes it to 23.513. Top qualifier going into round 2. Travis Holmes wraps in the number 2 followed by Mike Peterson.
All right, qualifying heat 1 didn't quite go the way that I wanted it to. The biggest issue was me, of course, as usual. The car is not terrible. I don't know if I noticed a huge difference with the KPI 1 blocks. I feel like there are times where I can drive the car a bit more aggressively. And I think the corner entry is improved a little bit, maybe. But I just need more time to feel it out and really get a better idea. I started in second, and I was for a good chunk of that race. Then I was in third, and I kind of thought I was going to stick to third. And then kind of on the last lap there, before I came to the line, I got kind of taken out a little bit. And that 4-second difference between last place, which is where I was, and third, I think probably came from that. And I think that's where I got fourth instead of third. But that's okay. In practicing in between round 1 and round 2, I felt way better driving the car practicing. I was able to go pretty fast, fairly consistently for the short time I was out there at least. So we'll see how round 2 goes. And as long as we can improve from fourth, that works. That's okay. So it's time for round 2. We'll see where we end up for the main.
Mike Peterson.
We have 17.5 two-wheel drive intermediate.
Jason White.
Jason White, Travis, Mike Peterson, and Travis Willow.
Travis Willow.
That would be a good
Something doesn't sound good.
Travis Woods.
Better be checked in. Travis will look at something for the first time. You all right?
Thought I heard a grinding noise.
All right, you're running.
Yeah.
Travis Hoff, Mike Pearson, Travis Sewell. We have drivers, we have marshals. Jason White on the tone in less than 5. Travis, Mike Peterson, and Travis Sewell.
Travis Woods with a 22 lap 503.2 pace. Mike Peterson with a 21 lap 10.5 pace. Travis Sewell with a 21 lap 11.5 pace. Top drivers are Jason White with a 22 lap 502.5 pace. Travis Woods with a 22 lap 506.1 pace. Mike Peterson with a 21 lap 505.8 pace. Travis Sewell with a 21 lap 513.9 pace.
Travis Wilson on a 13.8.
Top drivers are Jason White with a 23 lap 512.7 pace. Travis Woods with a 22 lap 503.3 pace. Mike Peterson with a 21 lap 504.4 pace. Travis Servo with a 21 lap 504.8 pace.
Man. If you want to see me crash a lot,
Jason White with a 23 lap 5 13.5 pace. Travis Woods with a 22 lap 509.4 pace. Mike Peterson with a 22 lap 512 flat pace. Travis Servo with a 21 lap 512.5 pace.
That's the leader there.
Travis Woods done. Travis Willow done. All drivers are finished.
Man,
Mike Peterson done.
still TQ from round one with that 23.513. Race one.
Thanks.
All right, that second round didn't quite go as well. It actually went a little bit worse. Mostly in last pretty much the entire time. Made more mistakes. I did catch up a lot of time there towards the end. I got a bit more comfortable. I got a bit more consistent. I just need to try to carry that through the entire main and hope to get a good start. That's kind of the main thing. I don't want to get wrapped up in the start, but I also don't want to be too careful at the very start, and that I just am off the pace in case everybody else has a really good start. Starting last, we're starting 4th out of 4, so hopefully podium. I'd love to get like a second if I could. I'm fast enough. I know I'm fast enough. I'm just not consistent enough, and that I'm sure comes with not getting the chance to be able to run for a month. I'm fast enough to get at least 3rd. I know I am. I just need to put it together and put a nice bow on it and just be a little bit more careful, be a little bit more patient. And I know the car is liking the aggressive driving right now. It's just I'm not doing well at being consistent at that. So we're coming up in just a couple races here, and we're going to get through the A-main and hope for podium.
Travis Woods. Mike Peterson.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, all 4 cars are lined up. Marshal spots are filled. Marshall's ready. Racer's ready. It's a 75 two-wheel intermediate heat, starting in less than 5.
going on?
Slow down, good, thank you. Still battling out. Last round. On the side wall, on the road. 1 second separates the two. So,
4 minutes left.
4 minutes to go. Those voters start getting clock. On the leaders being perfect. That's it. Yes, it's right pace and top. Drop back. And Travis upside down. No change in running order whatsoever. And that's the captain of the state for 7%. They are racing far around the track. The smallest area is the end of that race competitive. Without the halfway point, Jason like Travis. Across the backside. Congratulations, drivers. Great race. I'd love to see people finish. The race is completed.
All right, quick race recap. So I had some rust that I was going to need to try to shake off as quick as I could. So outside of having the time off and trying to get that rust off as quick as I possibly could, I'd also never been on this layout, and I know probably almost everybody that I was running against had been on that layout before. Maybe one of the guys hasn't, I'm not sure, but so that was something I was going to need to try to adjust to and get the hang of rather quickly if I wanted to be competitive that day. I was happy with how the first round of practice went. I shook the rust off, or I guess I wasn't as rusty as maybe I thought I would be. There was a lot of muscle memory going on there, which was nice. The practice time got cut a little bit shorter than I would have liked because I had a lot of issues with these KPI blocks for some reason, and I don't even want to get into that. Obviously, the extra material inside them was my biggest hang up though, but there was a couple times where I'm like, oh, I put something on backwards. So I got that dialed in. I got a little bit more practice in. I didn't notice as big of a difference on those KPI blocks as what I was hoping for. And I believe it was 3 that we had on there. We went down to 1 that was included with the kit. But from my understanding, if we go to 0, even from 1, we should notice a pretty big difference completely taking the KPI out. I have the B7 V2 front hubs on the way, and we're going to put 0 KPI in there. And by all accounts, from what I've heard, that should make a pretty big difference in the drivability of the car, because that's where I'm suffering the most right now is the drivability. So we got through round 1. Didn't go so hot. We had 3rd for a bit there, but we ended up in 4th. And then in the second round, we ended up in 4th again. I don't have a lot that I can say about it. We didn't have any challenging car issues outside of, you know, what we've kind of had the whole time with the drivability and trying to fine tune the suspension and just get it to where the car seems like it's happy on its own and without me having to fight it. But by all accounts, despite the challenges, the car's been very reliable for me. So that's nice. So we started in 4th on the main. I think the first probably 25 to 50% of that race, I wasn't doing as great as I know that I should have. From round 1 to round 2, my percentage on my consistency stayed the same. It was 88% in round 1, 88% in round 2, and I did go up to 90 in the main, so not as high as I've been in the past, and certainly not as high as I could have been. But if we started that race better and I was a little bit smoother and a little bit more controlled in the first part of that race, that could have been like a 95, 96% if we were driving like we were in the latter half of that race. So I'm happy with 3rd, even if there was only 4. There was improvement throughout the day. That's all I can ask for right now, especially after having not been able to get behind the stick, for lack of a better term, in a handful of weeks. So that was cool. I'm not upset about that. It was a good day of learning again. And I had the goals that I mentioned in the beginning of the video that I wanted to solidify what I was going to do with this car next to try to get it to where I want it to be. And I'll go into that in a second. The other thing was trying to have somebody mic'd up and kind of drive my car and get their feedback, get their thoughts on it. Didn't have that happen just because it was Valentine's Day and I figured I should probably go take my wife out for dinner as soon as the racing was done. She probably was less excited that I was going to the race about 12 hours after I came home from Cancun and being gone for a week and a half. So we made it happen. Happy wife, happy life is what they say. So as far as what is going on with the car next, we're going to make changes this time. So like I mentioned before, I do have the V2 hubs on the way. We're going to throw those on, get rid of the KPI entirely. We have 37.5 weight oil that we're going to put in the front and rear of this car and try to get that rear end to settle down a little bit better. I may try to put different spring cups on the rear as well. Not 100% sure. I'll see what it feels like once I get the new oil in there. And then the other big thing that I'm hoping is going to help us out as well for our cornering quarter speed is we have 100K diff oil in here right now, but we have the 2-gear diff setup. From what I'm hearing is when I have the 2-gear diff setup, I should be running thicker than 100. 100 maybe in the 4-gear is what a lot of guys are running, but if you're running the 2-gear, it sounds like a lot of guys are putting much thicker oil in there. So we're going to take the 100 out. We're going to put the 150K in. So V2 blocks, 150K diff oil, and 37.5 oil, front and rear shocks. And we'll see how that goes. So those changes are going to get made this week. We're going to be running at the Toy Box again this Friday. And then 2 weeks after that, we're running my biggest race that I've done so far, and that's going to be the Icebreaker at Dollar Hobbies. It's my first multi-day single RC racing event that I've done so far. That's Friday practice, Saturday qualifying, and Sunday mains, I believe. So pretty excited about that. That's going to be cool. It's going to be a big turnout. And 2 weeks after the Icebreaker, and I left a little hint about it earlier, I'm running what might be, in a lot of ways, a first of its kind RC racing event. And it's not in Wisconsin, and it's not in Minnesota. Hell, it's not even in the Midwest. So Do you think you know what this event is that I'm going to be attending? Let me know in the comments below. I'm curious to see if you guys can figure it out, and it's going to be a fun one, guys. So I'll probably give you guys some more info about that here in the next video. But of course, the YouTube is something that's happening alongside the RC racing. Getting better and improving the race program is really the main focus here. And the YouTube stuff is just to document that and share it with you guys and be able to communicate and hang out with you. I really enjoy doing this. So I really appreciate you guys, especially because I just crossed over 1,500 followers, guys. That's wild. A few months ago, I think I had 1,000, and the channel's been growing. I've gotten good feedback. I've even gotten negative feedback, which is cool too, because without that, how else am I going to know what to change for the better? If there's anything you guys want to see me do differently, or if there's something you want me to do that's new, maybe something I haven't done on here before, just let me know. I'm all down for it. This is our channel. It's not my channel, it's our channel. All right, I got to start getting this thing ready for the next race here. Don't forget to check out jenstattoo.com for the best high-performance RC batteries, whether you're racing, bashing, or flying. Also, don't forget to check out fiercercsolutions.com, one of the best RC online retailers. Always has great deals available for the racer as well. And most importantly, don't forget to like, comment, and share this video, but most importantly, subscribe, because you guys are really going to want to see these big events that I have coming up here in the next month. Thank you guys again for checking out Travis RC, and we'll see you, of course, in the next one.